If you want to know how to become a fighter pilot in the Navy, I can talk to you about that because I've been very fortunate to have been able to do that in my lifetime. I began my career as a naval flight officer. That's a bombardier navigator type, and then I transitioned to pilot somewhere along in the first 5 or so years of my career, and then I got a chance to fly F-18 Hornets, got a chance to be a fighter pilot. That was awesome, fly on and off aircraft carriers. Also had a chance to go to Top Gun as an adversary, get an adversary qualification out of the Top Gun school in Fallon, Nevada, and teach the good guys by playing bad guy, and we did that also in F-18s. So I amassed a couple thousand flight hours. It's been a remarkable career. But if you want to become a fighter pilot in the United States Navy now, you're going to need to do a couple of things. Number one, you're going to need your degree because only officers are going to be allowed to fly. Once you have your degree, you can either get that through just a regular college, of your choosing, or and then go to OCS after that. Or you can do the ROTC program while you're in college. That will allow you to get a commission. For both OCS and ROTC, I highly, highly, highly recommend negotiating your flying contract in advance with the Navy recruiter. In other words, let them know if you're not going to be a pilot, you don't want to do it, okay? Unless you just want to be a commissioned officer in the Navy, and if that's your goal, then by all means. But if your ultimate goal is to be a fighter pilot, and you don't want to do anything else unless it's fighter piloting, then you want to negotiate that in advance. The last way is going to one of the academies. When you go to one of the academies, you can come out the other side and get a commission of your choice, or whatever service you choose. But it's a little dicey when it comes to getting a flying contract because you've got to make sure that you have the grades and you've established yourself in that school, because if you haven't, you could get bumped into a job maybe that you don't necessarily want, and you owe the military time once you graduate from the academies. I did the OCS route, right? So I was able to negotiate that flying contract. Now, once you do that, and you go and you get your commission, which is become a commissioned officer in the service, you're then going to go to flight training. Once you get into flight training now, you have to be the best of the best of the best. I know that sounds really stupid and cliche. You're the best of the best of the best. No. You got to have the best grades in your class. You've got to do the best in academics in your class. You've got to do the best in the simulators in your class because you're going to go to what they call primary flight training first. And in primary flight training now is where they determine whether you're going to fly helicopters, whether you're going to try fly big wing cargo type aircraft, or whether you're going to go fly jets, tactical aircraft. If you want to be a fighter pilot now, you've got to go tactical aircraft. You've got to go jets. And everybody, it seems like in flight school, wants to go jets, wants to go tactical. So competition is very stiff. The only way to be out that competition is to be better than they are. So you want to get the best grades that you possibly can. Select jets, or TAC Air is what they call it, tactical air. And then just do the very, very best you can all the way through flight training so that, number one, you can graduate because it's very challenging, right? And actually get your wings, but also so you can choose the aircraft that you want to fly. And once you've done that, then they'll send you to the training command that teaches you how to fly that aircraft, and then you'll go to the fleet and you'll start doing the stuff that pilots do in those aircraft, and the next thing you know, you're a fighter pilot, but the education never stops. I was 15 years into my 20-year naval career as a naval aviator before I had reached all of the qualifications as a flying pilot that I could have. So it's an ongoing education, and it never stops. I will say this, being a fighter pilot is not for everyone. It's challenging. It is exhausting at times. You're going to spend a lot of time away from home. You're going to miss a lot of things with your family. You may not be married now, you may not have children now, but that may be coming. And when it does for you in your life, you're going to find that you miss a lot. That's not for everyone, but it's for some people. It was for me, and I really enjoyed it. But it's not for everyone, and I think you should be forewarned about that. I transitioned out of the Navy. I could have taken another flying job. I could have continued to fly and continued on doing things like what I was doing before in TAC Air. But, I was ready to be home with my family, transition to making money, working for myself. And I've done that successfully, and it's been remarkable. And anyone can do it at any age. It's really amazing. I put a link below the video. It'll take you to workingwithbrian.com if you want to explore that a little bit. But in the meantime, how do you become a fighter pilot in the United States Navy? Get your degree. Work super hard, choose jets, be non-negotiable, keep your head down, be respectful, don't make a name for yourself early, and that should get you there. Good luck.